Hey guys, welcome to the Transfer Express webinar. We're going to be talking about some industry money saving insider secrets today. My name is Dave, and I've been here. I am a part of the marketing team here at Transfer Express. And I love these webinars to come in and be able to help you guys out and give you some tips and all of the insider secrets that we know that we could share with you guys to help your business succeed. But I have over 10 years now in the print industry. And man, I absolutely love it. I take a lot of it for granted because I've been a part of the print industry for so long that it's a lot of it blends together, and I don't know what's new or what information to share, but that's why I love these webinars, that I can share a lot of this information here with you guys in this interactive format. So of course, if you guys have any questions, feel free to leave them in the chat there on the right hand side. I have Mike working behind the scenes. He's going to be moderating in that chat as well. So if I don't see your question or comment in there, Mike will try to respond to it, and we're able to even provide direct links to make it so easy for you guys to get the resources that you need to succeed. We'll say, man, Nevada, Wisconsin, Chicago, Pennsylvania, Baltimore, North Carolina. It's so great to see all you guys. And I hope you had a wonderful holiday season with New Year quickly approaching. We actually have some really cool, I don't want to say like super secret tips that we have, but some insider knowledge of what's coming down the pipeline here at Transfer Express in 2022. So we are really, really excited. Looks like we got everybody here for the most part joining us. Nicole from Tampa and Candy. Yes, it has started. If you can't hear me, then I guess you can't hear me, but it says reconnect. Go ahead and click the reconnect button if anybody's running into any issues, or if the audio drops out, or any problems that you have, let us know in the chat so at least we're aware of it. And then just go up to the top and hit that reconnect button. That usually fixes it. If you're on a slower internet connection, usually that reconnect will be able to fix it nice and easy for you guys. Artina, hello. Aaron from Colorado, thank you for joining us. Sandy from Toronto. I hope the weather's not too cold up there. We had a little break in the weather here in Ohio, but very excited to get into it. So we'll go ahead, and I think we should get started here. Steve, hello from Tri-State Embroidery in Connecticut. Happy New Year to you as well, and everybody else joining us. But I want to formally welcome everybody here to our Money Saving Insider Secrets webinar here today. We have a lot of information to cover here, and it's just going to be a whole bunch of stuff that we've learned from the insiders here at Transfer Express, and talking to you guys too. That's why I absolutely love these webinars that are nice and interactive. If you guys have any questions or comments, concerns, your own experiences, please share them, or your own money saving hacks and tips that you've developed. Share them here, because we want to bring the benefit to everybody here joining us. And yeah, we have an action-packed webinar today that has a ton of information that's going to help you and your t-shirt business. Of course, here at Transfer Express, we are always focused on the success of your t-shirt business. We want you to have the highest profit that you can, service the most customers, and get all the work that you want. And we want to be here to support you in that. Of course, if you don't already know, we have a huge YouTube channel where we're posting 2 videos a week. And of course, it's where the replays of these webinars do get posted. Now, you will be emailed after this webinar with a replay of the webinar that you could go back through and watch. So if you have to dip out at any reason early, or, for any reason, if you missed a specific spot and you want to go back and listen to it or watch again, we will send the link out for that. But that is available on our YouTube channel. Now, in addition to the webinars that make it there, we put out videos every single week identifying new business opportunities, or Etsy selling tips, or product information, application instructions. All of it is over on our YouTube channel. So if you're not already subscribed, go ahead on over there and subscribe, and just stay up to date on all the stuff that'll be in there. Yes. Todd, thank you. Yeah, the training and support is awesome. We try to be as thorough and helpful as possible. And all of this is aimed 100% to help you guys out. So that is what Transfer Express is all about. Let's start talking about the agenda of what we're going to be covering today. We're going to be talking about beating the price list. So of course the pricing is out there on these transfers, but we're going to show you how you could kind of hack the system and get a little bit more bang for your buck with your order. We're going to be talking about choosing the best product at the best price. And that is going to kind of jump in there. It depends on the artwork that you are going to be working with, and of course the sizing, but we're going to show some really, really cool tips and tricks on how you can even with the gang sheets, the next item here on the gang sheets, how you could save money on your print cost. And when you minimize the print cost, you are maximizing your profit, which is what we want. We want you guys to profit. It looks like there's a little bit of problem with the slides here. Michelle's saying she can't see it. If everybody else could see it, then Michelle, try restarting the reconnecting to the webinar and the play. Yeah, right there. Mike's jumping in there. But yeah, if you guys have any questions or any issues, let us know in that chat section. We'll be happy to help. Here, we're going to talk about the gang sheeting where I left off here, and that's minimizing that print cost, maximizing the profit, why one order is better than two. Of course, when we're talking printing of any kind, you want to get that quantity discount, and we're going to jump into that a little bit later here in the webinar. And we're also going to talk about color and ink changes. Now, that is an awesome money savings tool that you have available to you to save a lot of money and still get that big quantity break. So let's dive in because we got all this information. I don't want to soak up too much of your day if you guys are on vacation, hanging out at home. Just hang out with us, and we're going to get you set up for success here in 2022. So the first thing on our agenda is going to be beating the price list. So there are quantity breaks at every 6. Now, when I first started with Transfer Express, I was absolutely shocked that the minimum quantity is 6 because these transfers, like our goof-proof screen printed transfers, the Elastiprints, our hot split, any of the effect inks, the glow in the dark, the puffs, they are actually screen printed. So we have tons of screen printing presses actually pushing through plastisol ink, which is the same exact ink that you find traditionally directly printed onto the shirt. Our transfers are available like I mentioned, as low quantity as 6, which is just incredibly accessible to a lot of people if you're not doing a huge run, and it still makes things super easy. Now, of course, with the more you order, the cheaper per piece is, and the more you put on per sheet. But I don't want to get too ahead of myself. We're going to get into gang sheets here in a minute. So price breaks are every 6 quantity, and they decrease in price the more and more we go. There are 3 different pricing structures that we'll talk about too, that are easy prints, which is using any of the art that we have preloaded in Easy View Online Designer. I'm talking thousands of easily adjusted, customizable layouts like this one that you could see here, the Compton High School. Now, with that, all you have to do is double click on the text in there. It opens a nice little box where you're able to completely customize the text, and boom, it's done. I will say I come from a graphic design background, and that's how I got originally, invested into the print industry. But even now, I've been known as the t-shirt guy with my friends and family for over a decade. And I used to go into Adobe Illustrator when they said, hey, I want some text over maybe a palm tree, and then just put the date at the bottom. Where I would go into Adobe Illustrator, I would work up this design maybe 20, 30 minutes after I work out some variations and, sketching out, and be able to provide them with a nice mock-up or at least a few ideas of the design. But that would take 20, 30 minutes. With Easy View Online Designer, going in there, browsing the layouts, or if you pick up one of our marketing kits, the brand new 2022 marketing kit just dropped. That's available on transferexpress.com. That comes with the brand new idea book. Now, our idea book is all of our Easy Prints layouts that are available in the catalog here in Easy View Online Designer, but printed out. So you could just thumb through, see the most popular. We mark all the ones that are new, and we have an entire staff of a design team that is built specifically to create new layouts of trending artwork or clip art that maybe you need. If you are doing a lot of Badger stuff, there's the Badgers in your hometown. That's the sports mascot, and you only see a couple Badger artwork in Easy View Online Designer. You say, hey, I need more Badger artwork or something more in this style. Let us know. Send an email over to info@transferexpress.com because we are constantly adding new artwork, and we always put the requests at the top of the list. Of course, new trending stuff, just like this Compton layout here, this warped text in the repeated pattern. We've seen a ton here in 2021. So it is now a layout that's easily customizable for you. Even if you don't want that high school, all you have to do is click on it, delete it, and it's off. It's gone. You could completely change these layouts however much you want. And of course, all of the text is always editable. If you wanted to even change the font, you can as well. But that's Easy Prints artwork. So artwork that is in our catalog is going to be the absolute cheapest option. And I'm going to cover a little bit more on that in just a couple slides. Next is vector. Of course, vector pricing is if you're using Corel Draw or Affinity Designer or Adobe Illustrator, like I mentioned earlier, you're exporting in a vector format, hopefully. So that PDF, that SVG, an AI file, a Corel Draw file, you're able to export that. And that gives you a pricing break in here as well, because it is vector artwork in and of itself is a computer generated file. It's points and paths. It's not actual pixels like a photo like a digital photo that you'll have, or artwork you steal from the internet. So that all that is just essentially pixels, and the vector artwork is scalable to any size. It gives you awesome, nice, clear, crisp, clean lines. And when you upload vector artwork here into EasyView Online Designer, it handles exactly like any of the Easy Prints layouts. So that means if you need to ungroup something, say you just want to duplicate, there's a logo and then some text, but you just want to duplicate the logo part and not the text part of the logo, you could ungroup your artwork that you uploaded, change the colors on it, duplicate specific elements out. It's just EasyView is it every single day. It blows my mind how absolutely powerful it is. And it's 100% free to use. All you need is a free Transfer Express account. So if you guys don't already have a Transfer Express account, make sure you register for one, because it's absolutely free. You don't need a business ID or a tax ID or anything like that. There is a field for it if you want to be tax exempt on your account. We will set that up. Give us your business ID, send us your tax exemption form, and we'll get that handled for you. But you do not need those requirements to open an account at Transfer Express or use this EasyView Online Designer. Of course, the third non-vector pricing structure is going to be the PNGs, the JPEGs, the artwork from the internet. And you could absolutely use those. You could also kind of vectorize them, or image trace, if you will, in EasyView Online Designer when you upload them, so that you could change the colors. If you have a super detailed image or something that it isn't working in the image uploader to be able to vectorize it, to be able to change those colors, that's completely fine too. We have an entire staff of graphic designers that work in our pre-press department who are going to be able to fix your file or completely design you something on the fly. So don't worry if you don't have vector artwork and you don't want to recreate it in EasyView Online Designer. We absolutely will take care of that for you. So one cool, awesome tip, like I was mentioning in my own experience, even if your customer gives you artwork, you could look into the designer and recreate it using the thousands of fonts or layouts or clip art that's available in there. It's going to save you a lot of money. So also, before I leave this slide, I want to point out something for you guys who have been with us for a little while and using EasyView Online Designer, but we will be releasing a brand new version that is an updated EasyView Online Designer. And this is a sneak peek, the secret, a few of those super secret Transfer Express secrets, that I wanted to share with you guys for joining us here today. This is going to be the brand new EasyView Online Designer. So it super simplifies a lot of the clutter that was on the left-hand side, giving you some collapsible menus. Still, all of the options in there that have always been in there, and the super powerful tools on the toolbar up top, just a little bit more convenient, easy to find some buttons. There's going to be tons of videos that we're going to be putting out on those specific updates on our YouTube. So if you want to stay up to date and get the crash course before EasyView even launches, that's going to be over on our YouTube. Make sure you're subscribed there. But still, you could change the sizing of the artwork, the colors of the artwork. You could configure your transfers all in EasyView. It's super powerful. So I broke down vector artwork a little bit, but I'll break it down here more. It actually uses computer drawn points, paths, lines to build those shapes. It's scalable at any size, and it will never get grainy or pixelated when you enlarge it, as long as you're still using the native vector file. and you could scale this up to banner size if you want, and it's still going to be super high res and super crisp. Now, the number of colors and the colors like in your artwork, like I mentioned, when you pull them into the EasyView Online Designer, you could easily change those, ungroup them. So like this element, say this like hawk, this eagle, bald eagle, not a hawk, that if you wanted to pull this in and you wanted to change the beak to yellow, you could select the beak, change it to yellow. If that shape's in there, you want to change the eye to red and then the body shape to brown, you absolutely can do that by selecting each individual element of your uploaded vector artwork. And yes, typically in CorelDRAW or most popular, Adobe Illustrator if you are part of the Adobe Creative Cloud and a Creative Suite. I know it's kind of the industry standard, but we see a lot of artwork from Corel and Affinity Designer because they are a little bit, they're not the subscription-based services for the designers out there. So it's a little bit easier to get those instead of buying the whole subscription with the Creative Cloud and Adobe Illustrator. So non-vector is, like I was mentioning, that JPEG and PNG art, similar to these here. Now with non-vector, like I was mentioning, and we have that full staff of designers here. So like there's two examples here that we just pulled. These are pulled from Facebook. So I'm trying to get rid of the shadow on this logo, tried uploading it to Cricut and CADWorks, but the Cricut in the yellow disappears and instead only shows the shadow. Any suggestions? Can you guys help? Now that's somebody trying to produce their artwork through Cricut design software or CADWorks to cut on vinyl. Now with us here at Transfer Express, if you submitted this image and said, I need this, that note that's left there is more than enough for our designers to take it and run with it. We take the yellow and they will make a transfer specifically with just what you want printing. So I don't want the green, that's fine. Now, if this was a vector file, let's say, and you uploaded it in EasyView Online Designer, you could actually select all of those green parts and just delete them. And so they're not going to be printing. So that's kind of how powerful EasyView is to actually how well it handles vector artwork. But if you don't, you can always upload this in there and or note it. And we have our designers on staff. All art time is included, so there's no file prep or design fees, and we're able to handle these changes as well. Same here with the one on the right. So this was sent to me. If you guys can't read the caption, this was sent to me, but I need to change the colors, the words, and the mascot. So completely renovate the artwork to their own use and customize it. Now, this is very similar to layouts that we have in the EasyView Online Designer. So this could be one of those situations where you say, I want this football. I need the 5/8 state champions. We have tons of, there's a specific category of just sports championship logos. And I know we have a football shape that is almost identical to that purple one in the background there. So you could recreate this, but even if you just have this file, send us this file and our design team will completely redesign this file with the right, the right mascot, words, colors, and elements in there. Even if you're like, I don't need undefeated at the bottom, take that off. We won't put it in there. 2018, 2020, 2021. Doesn't matter what year, we can handle that for you. And that is a huge benefit of Transfer Express. So always keep that in mind when you are, when you're, designing artwork or taking artwork from your customers. And just like this, if your customer came to you and said, hey, I need all this changed, you could go in EasyView, find a similar layout, and be able to completely customize it yourself in literally seconds. It's really, really cool. So now that we are past the specific types of artwork that you could use and how they affect your pricing, let's talk about beating the actual price list and giving you the lowest cost. So I was talking about how each one, let's say the 6 quantity, each quantity break, 6, 12, 18, so on and so on, 24, and on. But so if you're ordering a close to a quantity break, it's actually going to be less cost for you to purchase more transfers. So here, let's use this example. You need 8 total sheets. 8 total sheets are going to be $9.64 a sheet for $77 total. Now, if you just bump that up to 12, it actually brings the entire price break down. And this just isn't at low quantity here at 6 and 12 and 24. You'll find this often when you're in those higher quantities. If you're at 44, still going to 48 is going to give you that better price break. So we set those price breaks up at 6. So at traditional screen printing shops, it's 24, 48, 144. They are huge jumps, and you really have to go up. So always be mindful of the next break at the next 6 quantity, because it's going to be cheaper. So here in this specific example, 12 sheets are only $5.21 a sheet. It's almost halving the price right there, bringing your grand total to $65.52. So step up to that next price break. Now, the really cool thing about EasyView Online Designer is when you are close, we will tell you that if you order the next quantity up, your total price is going to be less. And of course, that is an awesome profit building tool for you. So in this scenario, if you wanted to order 8, you're actually spending less money ordering 12, which is why this little guy here on the right hand is so puzzled that 8 costs more than 12. That's weird. So go up to that next price break, get extra transfers, and you save money. Now, I love having extra transfers when I'm doing orders because you could always store them, and stored correctly, transfers are going to last. We pressed one in a YouTube video that was more than 10 years old, and it pressed and washed completely fine. So as long as they're stored correctly outside, not outside, but away from any humidity, heat, direct sunlight, and if you keep them dry in a climate controlled environment, that you're going to be fine. They're going to last. The specific transfers we used in that YouTube video were just pulled out of a filing cabinet that's been sitting in an office for 10 years, and we were able to press those. So not only do you have extras on hand for any fill orders or anything, but then you also have something to reference if the customer's going to reorder, or maybe you could reorder less than. It's always great. And at least when I'm printing for my friends and family, there's always somebody who didn't sign up and say, yeah, I want a t-shirt. And then they see everybody else wearing them and go, oh man, I really want one. And then you could say, I got you covered. Just, give me you charge them more because it's just one off. They don't know. And it's more profit in your pocket. It's your friends and family. So however you want to treat them. But this gives you the opportunity to have those transfers on hand that you could reference for additional orders. If they go, hey man, I don't really remember what size we did that graphic last time. Was it 11 inches or 12 inches? You could pull a ruler out, measure the actual transfers that you have sitting in your drawer and go, hey man, confidently, I know those were neither of those. They were actually 10 inches. So it could inform sizing for different designs too. Also gives you a great reference, or if you have your own storefront or kind of showroom, you could print those extras to be part of your portfolio. If it's a really sweet artwork, the print came out awesome, or it looks great on the colorway, add it to your traveling showroom so that you could use it as a pitch to sell more t-shirts to different customers, which is just a super powerful tool. So don't think about the waste. You're going to get extras, and you're going to be able to either sell those extras back to the customer, or do those fill orders when Jimmy goes, man, I missed the sign up sheet for those t-shirts. Could I still get one? Or mistakes happen. Sometimes maybe you got a brand new press, or you're printing on a material you've never printed on before, and you need something to test, and you go, man, is Goof-Proof screen printed transfers going to be right for this 50-50 blend that's a little heat sensitive? You could test it out with those extra transfers. So there's tons of value that you get with that, and you're already saving money. So there's the value in it right there. Now, another thing that could save you a ton of money is choosing the best product for your project. So we have a ton of different transfers, and the way that I like to break it down is if your artwork is more than 3 colors, you're probably going to be better off going with our ultra color line. It is full color, limitless kind of detail that you could get in those, the fades, the gradients, the photorealistic pictures that would never screen print well are available to use in the ultra color. They're super affordable too when you're talking about a print with 16 colors in it when you would be traditionally screen printing it. And the ultra color line is the ultra color soft and stretch do kind of have a matte finish that mimics screen printing a little bit there. But it's not always the best product. Like I mentioned, when you're in that 1 to 3 color price range, Goof Proof is going to be much cheaper. But I realize I didn't completely break down our different transfer types. Screen printed, well, I kind of got into the full color, but screen printed transfer types are like our Goof Proof, our Elastaprints, our Hot Split Retro, the Puff, Glow, Pearl, Glitter, tons of different transfer types. But the best way to break them down and make it easy to understand is 99% of the time, Goof Proof is what you're looking for. It looks, feels, washes, and wears exactly like a traditional screen printed shirt. It's those plastisol inks that I was mentioning. So that is at least my absolute favorite transfer. It's called Goof Proof because it is super easy to apply. It applies within the range of 325 to 365, depending on the substrate that you're printing on. Like I talked about those maybe heat sensitive poly cotton blends or 100% polyester. When you get down to those heat sensitive, you could apply at 325 degrees. If you're printing on cotton, 365 and a 4-second press. It is so super quick, so super efficient. And so you're saving time and you're saving money using these transfers. There's no better profit building tool that you could talk about. Now, I'll kind of talk about my own experience. When I started in the print industry, I was screen printing in my basement, then in my garage. I was using my bathroom because it was the only interior space that I had that wouldn't get exposed to light for burning screens and washing out screens in the bathtub. It was just an inky mess and took so much time, so much frustration to be able to pull a retail ready print. Because then you're talking about, is the screen off contact? Do I have enough? Is there enough viscosity in the inks? Are they flowing right? If you're using water-based inks, are they filling up? Like if I had to go back and do it all again, I'd use screen printed transfers and Goof Proof. They give you the exact same result with just a heat press, no mess, no cleanup, no nothing like that. So you can tell I love my Goof Proof. But if you want screen printed transfers, Goof Proof are going to be that bet. Elastaprints, if you're printing on 100% polyester or heat sensitive material, applies lower at 290 degrees. Hot Split is a nice soft feel, but I with the new formula of Goof Proof, I love the soft feel of the Goof Proof. You don't feel it. It's not like a super thick plastisol screen print. Kind of mimics almost more the soft hand ink, so it's great. Feels much softer than vinyl and much more retail ready. It's not going to kind of crack or pucker like some of those cheaper vinyl substrates do that you could get from brands. I don't want to mention Cricut, but if it's working for you, it's working for you. So the transfer selector tool, if you don't know what transfer type you need to use, or you're unsure, we have a transfer selector tool available on transferexpress.com. If you're uploading your artwork, you absolutely will get the same benefit because it'll recommend a transfer type to you based on the questions that we're asking you. So this is based on the material that you're applying it to. Like I was talking about that cotton polyester, cotton poly blend. So if you do want that screen printed look, say you have a one color and you're, you are going to be printing on 100% polyester, say like polos from Sport Tech, which are notoriously heat sensitive, you're going to want to use those Elastaprints transfers. But if you were doing it on cotton, you would want to use Goof Proof. So that's really the only real scenario when you're, getting down to it. But that's why it's based on, number one, the material you're applying to. Then number two, the number of colors in your design. Like I mentioned, that 1 to 3, go with Goof Proof all the way. Give it that nice spot color, screen printed graphic look. I love it from my graphic design background, obviously, but a lot of trends that we've seen in the industry follow suit in that same screen printed look. Also, let's talk about the size of your design. So the size of your design really matters as well. Our gang sheets for screen printed transfers are 11.25 inches by 14. Or if you need it a little bit larger, our ultra color sheets go up to 18 inches. We have a secret thing about some larger than life screen printed gang sheets, but I don't want to get off too track here. Michaelia, I hope I pronounced that right. How long is standard shipping? We will ship anywhere in the United States within 2 days. So Transfer Express, it is in our name, Express. So we have Speedy Air, which is exclusive to us, which we will upgrade your ground shipping to air to make sure it gets there in no more than 2 days transit time. But let's break down to this example here in the bottom. So if we need 25 sheets of a one color print for printing on poly cotton blends, like I mentioned, the Goof Proof is great for 100% cotton poly blends. tri-blends, and even 100% polyester that's not so super heat sensitive that you could get away with that 325 degree application. Goof Proof is going to be a total of $77.75. That is $3.11 per sheet. So just like this home court graphic that we see here, that's close. I would probably eyeball that at like 10 inches by 13. So let's say that's filling up like an entire gang sheet. Crystal, we're going to get into gang sheets here in a second, but yes, I'm going to show you how you could put more than one design on a page, different or the same artwork, and then all we have to do is cut it apart. And that's an awesome money-saving tool, but it's coming up. It's coming up on the next slide. So here with the Goof Proof, $7.75, that's $3.11 each per sheet. Now, Ultra Color Max, new product alert, but, and that super secret insider secret that we're going to be talking about, more of them here in our webinar here today. Ultra Color Max is our brand new direct to film transfer. And if you're interested about it, go ahead. You could get samples from Transfer Express right now. If you want to place a custom order, you could upload your own artwork to stalls.com right now. And Ultra Color Max, our direct to film transfer, is available there now. Now, Ultra Color Max is pretty cool. It's about as innovative as when direct to garment first hit the apparel printing scene, really in that commercial use, let's say 6-7 years ago. But this is giving you the power to print pretty much direct to garment, the same capabilities that fine detail, the unlimited colors in super small quantities, and very quickly. That is a really cool product, and we're going to be talking about it a lot coming up. But if you were going to do those 25 one-color prints, just like this home court, that's going to cost you $198 or about $7.92 per image, which is a lot of money. And when you're talking about $7 for just a print, that's really cutting into your profit margin, especially when you could be paying $3 per print. Now, of course, our Ultra Color Soft line that we have here, if you've been with us for a while, it's the Stretch Litho Matte Transfer. You might still see that abbreviation around there, but we love the Ultra Color Soft name. Using this same artwork for that is going to be $200.75 or about $8 per sheet, per image. So that's actually going to be really hard to still turn a healthy profit on. Now, we have a whole bunch of stuff that on our YouTube that actually breaks down pricing structures and pricing strategies so that you could protect your profit. My favorite is always you take the transfer cost, the material cost, and just double it. So if the shirt's a $6 blank and the transfer costs $3, that's $9. I'm going to sell that to my customer for $18. Now, of course, I always go check other print shops and kind of run a similar quote to make sure that I'm in the ballpark for that specific project. And sometimes that actually shows you that you could possibly get it cheaper. If you're like, wow, because in that same pricing structure, say it's $8 for the Ultra Color Soft, and then you're saying $6, let's say, for the blank, that's putting it at $14 cost to make. I'm not going to be charging somebody almost $30 per shirt for 25. That seems a little high, but that gives you that little warning flag that then you're able to kind of consider how you've priced it or what transfer type you're using. So then you could bring it back down to that. I forgot what we said with $3 on a $6 to $9 per cost on that. And I only say $6 per shirt. This looks like a nice district raglan, which I'm sure is probably less than $6 wholesale when you're buying from Transfer Express wholesale apparel or Sanmar, SNS, wherever you're getting your blanks from. I'm gonna bet this is lower than $6. So don't take that pricing to heart, but that was just ballpark. But you see the pricing structure where we're doubling it. We're making sure that we are protecting our profit margins, and the job is worth our time. Now, of course, when you're just kind of getting started, a lot of people try to start, I don't know, they kind of cheap themselves, and they don't account for their time, which if you're doing any printing, absolutely pay yourself for your time. I will 100% believe in you and say that you are absolutely worth your time that you're going to put in. And don't sell yourself short. I did it all the time when I was just starting out as a designer right out of college, where it's like, oh yeah, I'll whip you up a logo for 25 bucks. And then it balloons into a 2-3 day project. And now like that 25 bucks is like, okay, cool. That bought me lunch for one day while I was working on this. I spent way too much time on this. And when you're just starting out, you're going to find that. So charge accordingly, protect your profits, and you're going to be offering a quality product. This isn't, any cheap way of making t-shirts. While it is inexpensive, you're getting the same exact finished result. And 90% of the time, your customer will never even notice. Now, 90% of the time, I'll say anybody I've ever done shirts for, they do not care how the sausage is made. They want a finished product that feels good when they wear it, stays bright and vibrant, and wears real nice, doesn't crack. That's exactly what Goofproof is going to do when applied correctly. So let's get into those gang sheet secrets. Now, gang sheets are my absolute favorite thing about using Plastisol screen printed transfers. You are able to fit as much artwork onto the page as you can. Every single time you're buying our Goofproof or Elastiprints, Hot Split transfers, you are paying for the entire sheet. So with that, you're not charged how much ink you're using or how much coverage on the sheet you're using. We want to make it super simple and want to give you the power. This is, to really drop your print cost. So the sheet sizes for screen printed transfers are 11.25 inch by 14 inches. When you're setting up your gang sheet, it could be different artwork, different images, different sizes of the same image. It really does not matter. The only restriction is that you should keep them all the same color or colors. If it's a 2-color design and you have white and purple printing, you're going to want to make sure that any other artwork on there is also white and purple, or white exclusively, or purple. Otherwise, when you're adding more colors, like we talked about earlier, the more colors in the design, it's going to pump the cost up of each sheet, because they are screen printed. And with screen printing, the cost is in the setup. So especially at low quantity, that could get pretty pricey, but that's why we recommend using the alternate methods to get that done at those lower quantities. Like we talked about on that other slide, like the Ultra Color Max, there is absolutely no minimum for how many transfers you need to order. There is a order minimum of $25, but one sheet, the maximum sheet size you could get is 22 inches by 22 inches. One sheet size of 22 inches by 22 inches is $29. So you're already over that minimum of the order quantity that you'll need or the order value that you'll need for that $25. But here, I love filling the gang sheets up with multiple customers' artwork. Typically, I know probably a lot of you guys are doing white inks. And so if a customer says, yeah, I just need, this one name in white inks, and you're able to fit it up a couple times on a gang sheet, but you have a little bit of space at the bottom, and you're like, you know what? Let me try to fit more stuff on there. There's tons of stuff that you could fit on there. So here with this like cheerleader one, not only if you're doing the junior cheerleader main graphic, you could get the cheer graphic on there. You could put the Riverside Eagles junior cheer camp to go on tote bags or other products that mom for selling to the parents. So those are nice add-on sales. If they are paying for the printing and you're charging them for just that junior cheerleader graphic, you're charging them the full price of the transfer sheet. But all of the other images then you're essentially getting for free or subsidizing the cost as well. So it's adding value that you could provide to your customers. The nice little bullhorn, I don't know the official name for the cheerleader loudspeaker thing that you yell in and yell, go team, go. But that one in there as well. Just a patterned fill on there of that same purple ink. Now you're getting all of that on the sheet at the same time. In this other example here, with the adult t-shirt, a youth t-shirt, and then a baby onesie that you could see kind of cut off on the right-hand side there. All three different sizes fit on the same sheet. So you could drop the entire megaphone. Thanks, Yvette. Yeah, you could drop the print cost of each one of those images. You get it on there. So big front shirt images, how do we get the most bang for our buck? Rudy said. So it's going to depend on your quantity. But if you're filling out the entire sheet, obviously jumping up to more quantity, keeping the color count low, or if it is a highly detailed image, switching to a different transfer type to save a lot of money. So if you're only doing, say, 3, you don't need 6, and you don't need 6 to meet that minimum screen printing quantity price. You don't have to go to a vinyl cutter and worry about weeding or anything like that. that. The Ultra Color Max transfers are going to be able to give you that, and it's just priced per square inch. So of course, larger images will be a little bit more, square inches, so they're going to cost a little bit more. But that's a transfer type that you could explore to see if that's going to be a cheaper option. We occasionally will see full maxed out, like that example, the basketball example a few slides back. We occasionally will see maxed out gang sheets, but most of the time you do have a little bit of space on the sheet as well. It's not filling up to the full 14 inches of the sheet. Now, what I like to do in that scenario is put some free printing for you or something that you could use for a pitch for another customer. So I'm talking, number one, we've seen it blow up in popularity this year, but inside tag printing and private relabeling. So many manufacturers of garments out there now have removable inside tags. So you could just easily rip them out when you're printing. Now, what you could do is in EasyView Online Designer, there's a full collection of customizable inside tag prints that make that t-shirt look like your brand. So I've seen print shops that when they're printing for festivals or events, they will put their own inside tags inside the t-shirt. Now, they're not necessarily like a sponsor of the event, but when they're handing those t-shirts out, that's so much marketing potential because everybody who's wearing those t-shirts, every time they put them on, they see your brand. And while a lot of people don't need t-shirts often, I don't know anybody who doesn't need some kind of printed t-shirt or custom t-shirt for any occasion at least once a year. So when they're putting on that t-shirt and they go, man, we need to get t-shirts for Becky's 16th birthday party. Do you know anybody who prints good quality t-shirts? Man, this t-shirt that I've been wearing since we attended this farmer's market or 5K back in the summer has been holding up really well. I love the way this feels. The printing still looks great on it. Man, and they could see who printed it because you put your logo and the care instructions on the inside of the shirt itself. So inside tag prints are typically about 2.5 inches by 2.5 inches. So you could easily fit them onto the bottom extra space of your gang sheet. Your own branding. So if you are running your own brand or you say are doing a sponsorship for some local event or a football team or anything, and they agree that you could put your logo on the sleeve or that upper back print. Here in Cleveland, we have a lot of like local pride t-shirt shops, and every single one of them is putting branding on the exterior of the shirt, either in that upper back position or on the sleeve. That helps not just the wearer remember where it came from, but its marketing potential for your brand. So fitting your own brand's logo on there in that extra space is pretty much just giving you free branding. If you're charging your customer for the full sheet, you just are cutting off that bottom 2 inches of the gang sheet and saving it for yourself for absolutely free marketing, promotional printing for your own brand. And that could be, even like a left chest print or something going on a koozie. You could always fit something extra on the sheet. You could still print it and make some extra profit. I've heard of people that will provide little goodies or extras to try to upsell the customer. So if somebody say ordered a full front t-shirts, 50 quantity of them, maybe you put their, a little bit of branding of theirs on the bottom of the gang sheet and you print it on koozies or you print off a couple hats and just show people your capabilities. They're great marketing ideas where you're able to boost your own brand. Steve, so yes, right now the sheets are 11.5 by 14 inches. We are coming out with the jumbo size, which I kind of teased a little bit. But the jumbo size is coming out. So the standard size is going to lose just 1/4 of an inch on that dimension. When we are looking at orders, it is like 0.03% of people who are going to have to adjust their artwork for like reorders and stuff. But we're going to take care of that for you. We don't want to leave you out in the cold, but they are shrinking by just a little tiny bit because we are releasing that full size. So here with the gang sheets, again, you could use that extra space to gang up artwork for inside tags, your own branding, or even additional print locations like the upper back, the sleeves, etc. Now, especially when you're printing for somebody, you could pitch and say, hey, why don't I put your inside tag branding on there as well? We've seen this a lot with like school spirit shops and school apparel where they kind of want to brand it to be like, if it's Riverside High here, using this Riverside Eagles example, if it's Riverside High, it's the Riverside. I gave myself a tongue twister here, of course. Riverside High Spirit Wear store. So you could brand all of that for them, and adding that additional print location then allows you to charge more for it, because per print location to your customer, you're going to be charging if you're doing custom orders. So yes, Steve, going back to the way it used to be. Steve's been with us for a while, and we absolutely appreciate you. And you know the game here. Did I see somebody name drop Howard's? Still miss the Daffy Dan's logo on the sleeve. And Daffy Dan's is a legendary t-shirt printer here in Cleveland, Ohio. I love that you've shouted them out. Daffy Dan's logo on the sleeve. Exactly. It was the goofy cartoon head. Everybody knew it back in the, I picked it up in the 90s because I'm not too young, but all the way back, I think even in the 70s, Daffy Dan was doing it. And I believe they're still doing it today. They're still printing great shirts there. Yep. Asking for 5 years for the jumbo. Steve, you got it. We listen to you guys. We want to help you out. That's what we're all about here. So we talked about screen printed gang sheets here with our goof-proof transfers as the example. Now let's talk about Ultracolor. So Ultracolor Soft, Ultracolor Stretch, and even coming up, the Ultracolor Max is going to be a larger sheet size. So let's not talk about that specific example, but you have an 11.5 by 18 inch sheet. So a little bit larger. Maybe you could fit 2 full front graphics on here of the same artwork, or again, you could do the same thing and break it out to a whole bunch of different stuff. Now, when you're using Ultracolor, you don't have to worry about using common colors. That is the huge benefit of using that Ultracolor line. It's in the name, Ultracolor. So you could have different images, different sizes, any color in there. No detail, the fades, the gradients, stuff that traditionally would not be printing well, even that like screen printed or the tie-dye pattern up there. In those senior artworks, that would never screen print well. And this is going to give you this. Now, Ultracolor Soft, if you haven't tried it, you could get a sample, again, at transferexpress.com. It is a awesome matte finish. And even like comparing it to other full color transfers out on the market or like the CAD Prints line, it's lightweight. It feels great to the hand. It's very soft and has a nice matte finish that makes it look almost screen printed. It is so super unique in terms of digital transfers, where it does actually have a screen printed backing adhesive. So it adheres just like the regular goof proof or Elastiprints transfers. It is a cold peel and has lower temperature if you're printing on polyester. So it's just as versatile, but it's entirely different product line for these specific instances where you're using full color artwork here. Now, of course, Ultracolor Max is the new game-changing transfer that we're talking about. Now, the maximum sheet size that you could do here is 22 by 22 or any size less. You are charged per square inch. So if you just need one image, you just send us one image. If you want to group things together, save some money, group things together and save some money. Just like how you can nest some images in there and then just cut them out. This is a great cost minimizing tool so that you could just maximize your profit when you're selling these, whether if you are custom decorating or running your own clothing brand. Again, just like the Ultracolor line, these could be any color. They don't have to be common colors. They don't have to be the same image. It doesn't matter, but everything is priced per square image. So here with this one, let's say our little secret tip here, you could create a 4.5 by 6 inch graphic, which is a very large left chest, or we've even seen some smaller center chest, the minimalistic style that's been really popular here at the tail end of 2021, and I'm sure going into 2022. But a 4.5 by 6 inch, that's 27 square inches. That's going to cost about $1.62 per image. Now, you're going to have to order 16 images to reach the $25 minimum. But again, that's going to be giving you extras then if you need to test or have some extras for fill orders or reorders or your own reference in there. But what is really, really cool is that you could gang sheet super small sheets or up to 22 by 22. How much margin do you need in between images? You could make them as tight as you want. Now, we typically adhere to the guideline of about a 1/2 inch in between images. I like cutting with I bought a little paper cutter that cuts in straight lines from Amazon for super cheap. So I'll arrange things so they can be cut out easily, but 1/2 of an inch gives you enough space to cut with a little paper cutter, or if you're using scissors. Now, you can make it even tighter. If you have a nice cutting mat and a razor blade, you could put those things right up next to each other, super maximizing your print cost, but then you're just going to spend a little bit of extra time cutting them out. So it's how much time? Yeah. You see Mike in there, Todd, we recommend 1/2 an inch. We absolutely do recommend about a 1/2 an inch just to make it super easy to navigate colors or the scissors all through your images in there. Steve says, seems like UC Max will replace the need for sublimation processes for that one-off customer. It absolutely will, especially on those larger images. It feels nice and soft. It's not a huge, thick, tacky print by any means. It's softer and more pliable. It has great stretch and rebound, really even over what like the CAD prints line is. So the CAD prints is the same thing. But traditionally printed on vinyl and then cut out to the shape. But you can't have free floating text or anything like that, where Ultracolor Max completely solves that. And yes, it's going to be, photos are going to work perfectly fine with Ultracolor or Ultracolor Max. Any of the full color transfers, you could print photos, photorealism, fades, gradients, fine detail, anything like that. You could fit it all in the sheet. Kurt, yes, 22 inches, but the overall size of the diamond should be within a 21 by 21 area. You don't necessarily need to do that. The sheet size is a little bit larger. The printable area is 22 by 22. So if you want to go all the way edge to edge, 22 by 22, you absolutely can. Like I mentioned, it is not available quite yet. It will be available at the end of January here for Transfer Express. But if you wanted to order it right now, you could go over to stalls.com. Our sister company, and order it from them. Now, however, you can't design online, and you need to be able to provide print-ready files. But we're gonna get that all nice and fixed when we release that here through Transfer Express. You're going to be able to design an EasyView Online Designer, any of the library of clip arts that we were talking about earlier in there, and be able to print anything in there for Ultracolor Max. Neck tags, absolutely. You could do neck tags with Ultracolor Max as well, or Ultracolor Soft. I will personally say I absolutely love Goofproof for the inside neck tags. And another thing of gang sheets, you could fit 25 inside neck prints by themselves on one gang sheet. So you could load yourself up, your business up for years of inside tag prints with just one order, and have each one of those prints cost pennies. I'm talking next to nothing to print when you're buying, say, even like a 12 quantity of those with 25 per sheet. You get tons of inside tag prints, and I love the way they feel. You can't feel them. I haven't printed anything with an inside tag with Ultracolor Max. I'm sure it's going to be able to be perfectly fine. Some of the small text might throw some errors at you because there are a little bit of limitations for how absolutely small you can make details. And I believe it's like 0.03 of a stroke. So it actually is quite small, but for super, super fine detail, I trust in Goofproof. I love the product. It's been around for 30 years and has been super popular for 30 years. The tried and true method. The same kind of adhesives, though, are used with this Ultracolor Max. So in no way am I saying that Ultracolor Max is inferior or anything. I placed an order through Stalls myself and printed it out. I loved the way they turned out. The colors, so vibrant. I had a nice little like embossed kind of gradient style that I put in the artwork, and it turned out fantastic. No banding in the printing, no ordering from Etsy, hoping that you actually ordered from a reputable seller, especially when your back's up against the wall and you have a tight deadline to meet. You don't have time to necessarily be washing, wash testing these garments. And I absolutely trusted in Ultracolor Max, and it turned out great. And we have them set to the same exact washing standards that we have all of our transfers through. And that is the 50 wash dry cycles, so it's nice and durable. But if you want to get yourself a sample before they're even publicly available from Transfer Express, you could go on, select the free samples, or pick up one of our marketing kits. We have those samples available for you to try. It's really cool too, because it is 290 degrees for 15 seconds with a hot peel. It just super simplifies the application. It goes on 100% polyester or cotton poly blends or cotton or tri blends. It really is a super versatile transfer, but like we showed through the pricing scenario earlier, it may not be the best option for some scenarios, especially when you have limited color and you want that traditional screen printed look and feel. That's what it's going to be. You're going to want to go with the goof proof here. So here's another great use of gang sheets. One order is going to be better than two every single time. Not every time, but with like colors like this one, one is going to be better than two. So this one has white inks and red inks printing. The background is set to like a royal blue for this nice 4th of July picnic. Now, say you did both of these orders, you're going to be paying the quantity break for just both of these. When you combine them to the same gang sheet, now you have grouped them together. Your per piece rate, like we talked about earlier, is really, really going to drop. So, you know, in this scenario, say you needed 100 of the small 4th of July graphics for the left chest, maybe on some tote bags or koozies or something. And then 50 of the huge big one for the t-shirts themselves. You could group them together on the gang sheet because they are using the same exact colors, that you're able to get those for much cheaper and saving on the per piece rate, combining them to one gang sheet and utilizing the extra space on that gang sheet to drop that print cost. So I was talking about it. Jumbo sheets are coming out, available on January 17th. So just in a couple more weeks, we are really, really super excited. 12.5 by 17.5 sheet size, gigantic. So you could fit 2 full adult size prints on the same sheet. And when I was looking at the pricing, if you pick up our marketing kit, it comes with our pricing guide, which does have the pricing now for jumbo sheets in there. And it really is not that much more expensive to jump up to the larger sheet size. And I mean, now you're doubling the power of the gang sheets. If you could fit 2 full front artworks on there, or 1 full front and then 1 full back, or several different left chest variations with a back, even if you're doing, say, like if you're doing some shirts for team leagues, when like T-ball kicks back up in the spring, that you could fit a ton of different stuff on there, where you could pretty much get the entire league done for the front of those jerseys, that script and tail. You could do all of those on one sheet and really, really save tons of money, charging your customers less than your competitors while still making a ton of profit. So really, really exciting. I know that we've had some people asking about them quite a bit, but they're going to be coming out, and they're going to be really cool. I cannot wait to use them myself, because sometimes, you know, I end up shrinking artwork just a tiny bit. And I know nobody really notices when I go from like 10 inches wide to 9.75 inches wide, but it matters to me. And so now I'm going to be able to keep that 10 inches and still be able to fit other stuff on the gang sheet without worrying about just shrinking stuff slightly to fit other stuff on the gang sheet, which is one thing that you're allowed to do the same. And yeah, Juan, the jumbo sheet allows you to do the adult and youth on one sheet. Absolutely. There was that one example that we went that I showed earlier with the gang sheets, where it was an adult size, a youth size, and even a onesie. Now you could do an adult size, a youth size, a onesie, and fit a whole bunch of inside tag prints or branding for your business on the sheet as well. Those sponsor names for the T-ball games, like I was talking about right here, you could gang sheet them all on the same sheet. And even with the jumbo, you could get them on there and have even smaller print cost for this project. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different jerseys with the different sponsor names. When it's, you know, East Bay Delis, you know, they're the sponsor of the softball team. This is how you could do it super easily. Now, an EasyView Online Designer, up at the top where I was talking about those pre-made inside tag layouts that you can find, they're going to be in the dealer only section when you're browsing layouts. And so that's exactly where these full gang sheets are going to be. And then in here, the font's already set. So you could just easily double click on it, change it to the business name or whatever name that you want to do. Now, of course, if you're not doing a whole huge, and it's still a money saving tip, but if you're not doing a whole bunch of them, if you're not doing 6 different ones and you're only doing one name, you don't have to buy a custom gang sheet for it. You could actually get them for just $1.80 a piece, no minimum quantity, with Transfer Express's express names. Now, they are still the same plastisol ink. They're not cut vinyl. They are real plastisol ink. That is just a name, but they are $1.80 a piece, available in the different sizes. They are specifically made for the backs of jerseys, so they are super cost effective to add on if you're doing any numbers, just like kind of this example is as well. But you could do those. So that's another money saving hack. So if you don't see the price, depending on your quantity, of course, of what you're doing here, if you aren't getting each one of those names for less than $1.80, switch on over to our express names and you could just fill it all out in there. If you're doing a whole bunch of names, of course, you could just upload. Maybe you're doing more names than can fit on a gang sheet. Then maybe let's go check the pricing of those express names, because then you could upload a spreadsheet of hundreds of names and they're all going to be no more than $1.80 per piece when you're getting that one size. I think the larger ones are a little bit more than $1.80, but not many people are using those. These look like the most common kind of sizes for the sponsor sheets that we do here. Now, let's talk about color changes. Now, color changes are a great way to just add a small cost and still get the full quantity break. So you're ordering half in white, half in black. So just like this huge product array that we see up here, and this is something that we see all the time, especially if you're running your own Etsy store or a brand, you want to be able to offer different colorways because it attracts more people. Some people say like, well, I don't look good in that olive green. I don't like the color. I don't want to buy it, but hey, I will buy that tank top because I wear tank tops all the time. So it's a great way to do different colorways, do different styles, and stock your store up with essentially the same artwork, but make it look like different offerings. This really matters when I'm talking to people who own Etsy stores, because it makes your store look much larger with much more offerings than what a typical store would be if you're just offering a couple styles. And it's not any more extra work for you. It's not like you're doing completely different artwork or having to order different sheets or set up different screens or anything like that. It's all able to be combined. It's going to help your store be more relevant when people are searching and give you more products for people to search for. If they're like, I want an olive green tank top, this is going to be an olive green tank top that's now going to be searchable in there. So one thing that you could do here in an EasyV Online Designer, it makes it easy that you could just select the color change and configure what artwork needs to switch. Now, all of the artwork does need to switch. So like this gang sheet that we have on the bottom with all of this artwork for this entire store and even inside tag prints all set in there. This one will be white inks. We'll set it up as white inks, take it through the design process, and then before we order, all we have to do is pay a small fee, $15 per ink per order. And still get the full quantity breakdown. So instead of ordering 6 black and 6 white and paying that high sheet price, now we've combined them to 12. It's only a $15 fee to switch the inks out per order. And so it makes it super easy. But all of it has to change. So if you just wanted just a small town girl to change to black, but all the other ones to stay white, that's not necessarily a color change. So you'll actually save more money switching everything to the specific color. Now, when you have multiple colors in your artwork, that same kind of theory applies, that you will need to switch all of one color on the sheet for all of another color. But we see it all the time. Say there was just, some, let's just say like a red in this design, that's going to print fine on any of those colorways, the grays, the white, the kind of peach color, or that olive. And you just want it to switch, you wanted the white to switch from black to white while the red flower or something stays the same. That's perfectly fine. That will stay. And you could switch all that over so it looks good on multiple colorways. Now, this is a great store offering, and you could see how many products and how much value was created from just one gang sheet. So much So much potential for your profit built in there as well. So just like this, another scenario with that color change, the ink change. A color change is always going to cost less than two colors on the same sheet. So say in this one, you needed, 50 of one and 50 of the other. If you put them both on one sheet and ordered that quantity, it's going to be much cheaper than it's going to be much cheaper if you do order two on one sheet, all white. Just pay for the color change, order the 50, and then add another 50 in that color change so you have the black version as well. Super easy to configure in EasyView Online Designer. Currently, it's on the right-hand side when you are kind of going in and configuring your transfers. In the new updated EasyView, it does kind of change places to the next step. So when you're kind of looking over, you're reviewing your artwork and looking at some extra options, using the compatibility feature to see if you've selected the right transfer type for the right fabric that you're printing on, it's going to allow you to do your color changes in there. So the functionality is all still there, same cost and same benefit. Get that full quantity break pricing, and like the pricing that we showed a little bit earlier, in some cases you are halving the pricing, the actual price per sheet when you are jumping up to that next quantity break. So really, really cool money saving tip that's in there. But if you guys have any questions, now is the time to ask them. I am more than happy to answer any questions that you guys have over anything we covered today, or any money saving tips that you guys have yourself. Please feel free to share. It does not have to be black and white, Cheryl. It could be any single color that's in there. Of course, we have over 70 standard ink colors in our screen printed transfers that are absolutely no cost to use. Those are inks that we have always mixed on hand, and will never charge you an ink fee or anything for that. Now, if you do have a specific Pantone color, if your brand is, 293, a Pantone 293 red, I think it's a red. If you have that color and you absolutely need that color, let us know the Pantone color, because we will match that. It's just $25 per color per order to match it. But any of the standard ink colors is no extra charges for that. Keith, thank you. We do want these webinars to be super, super helpful. So thank you for letting us know that you got some knowledge here from this. Steve, yes, trade shows are coming up. The trade show season's starting. I know I am headed to Long Beach for the Impressions Expo. That's going to be kicking off the kind of event season in the end of January. I believe that's the 21st through the 23rd. If everything still goes according to plan, of course, with the way that we've seen some surges around the country here in the United States, that might change some of the plans. But it was great to get on the road and actually see people this summer, talk to you guys, and hear how things are going. And I loved hearing all the success stories. It was overwhelmingly success stories about people who left their jobs or had free time to, hey, I'm going to start my brand. I'm going to start my clothing business. I've always wanted to own a t-shirt company. I'm going to do it now. And seeing the success that you guys have, I absolutely love it. It warms my heart. And I love hearing those stories. It always makes it worthwhile for what we're doing. And we love to be able to help these people, be their best and live their dreams, spend more time with their families, be the entrepreneur they always wanted to be. And it's great to be a part of that. Awesome. Patricia. Yes. We always we're glad you learned a lot from this webinar. We always have tons of knowledge and education out there on our YouTube, and these webinars are going to continue to do them in 2022, twice a month. And even we have our Toast to Transfers webinar, which is kind of more of a casual live press along event. We've been doing those. You could see kind of the previews of the one that we did for the holiday winter warm up, we called it, but it was, you could buy a kit. So with the Toast to Transfers, we sell a pressing kit. So it comes with all of the apparel, all of the transfers, and some extra goodies in there. And with that kit, you purchase it from Transfer Express. We ship it to you prior to the event. And then, excuse me, we will go live typically in the evening at 7 p.m., usually here Eastern for us. So a little kind of happy hour event. Bring your favorite beverage. and we'll get you equipped. The next one that's going to be coming out, you'll see it announced on Transfer Express coming soon. It is going to be all about St. Patrick's Day. We've seen it's such a huge t-shirt printing occasion. Everybody likes to get all dressed and decked out in green. We have some awesome designs. Everything from everything for the little ones to the big ones. And we want to, kind of send you some items maybe that you're uncomfortable printing that you could press along with us and see the technique and gain confidence in your abilities as somebody who heat presses. Or it is a great opportunity to get some extra samples to use as a pitch or take photos of for social media to show your customers what you are capable of. And then usually we'll take the entire gang sheet that we send you and allow you to customize it so that you could very super easily create some identical merch for your customers or your own brand. It's so much fun. Stay tuned to transferexpress.com because that one's going to be announced and those kits are going to be going on sale like tomorrow or next week. It's going to be very, very soon. And I believe, don't quote me on it, but that Toast to Transfer's next virtual online live event will be January 27th. If that's a Thursday, then I think that's what it's going to be. All about St. Patrick's Day. The kit super affordable and value packed for what you get in it. And when after the event, you're going to number one have a good time, and it's a nice interactive forum just like this where we can answer questions and kind of show you some different techniques. But Steph is in front of the camera. And we'll show you some cool placement techniques, and we'll talk about some transfers and listen to the questions and even the success stories for you guys. Maybe we'll cover some like New Year's resolutions since that will be in 2022. But guys, we are always here to help. If you have questions anytime, reach out to us. We are here for the success of your own t-shirt business. Email us at info@transferexpress.com. You could call 1-800-622-2280. Anytime, talk to our reps. We have a live chat available on our website, our blog at transferexpress.com, of course, the webinars, and then even our YouTube as well. Always visit transferexpress.com for all of the up-to-date products and everything fun. And then the trade shows, of course, trade shows coming up as well. Connect with us on social media. We are everywhere: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. So we've seen a lot of really cool creators on TikTok, and we wanted to join the party too. So we're there. And of course, YouTube. I have tons of videos up there and all that helpful stuff in there. Reginald, I don't know if you're asking me specifically if I do freelance design. I don't do it too much anymore. I have a toddler, so I just don't have time. I don't have time to do freelance stuff, and I'll occasionally do t-shirts for my friends or family. But really, I'm fully dedicated to compiling resources and putting content out there that's helping people just like you guys who are running their own t-shirt businesses and being their own entrepreneurs. And I want to be able to help in absolutely any way I can. I love seeing and hearing the success of your stories. And I will say one thing about the entire like t-shirt printing industry, and especially the heat pressing industry, is just it's absolutely phenomenal. We're all basically competitors to each other, but it is awesome to see the sharing of knowledge and techniques so that everybody's able to, they're able to share ideas and boost everybody up in the community as a whole. It brings the entire industry up and it helps the success of so many. It warms my heart. I was a musician touring the road for a long time. And even though that was never really a competition, it always felt like a competition. People were quick to put each other down. Whereas with the apparel industry and the heat printing industry, everybody's so willing to go out of their way to help each other, even though one day they might steal their own business, their own customers. And it is a competition. We're trying to make money and feed our families and pay the mortgage. But the love and the knowledge that's shared here just absolutely warms my heart. I am just so super happy to be a part of it. And yeah, I'm absolutely floored by all of the help, and I dedicate so much of my time, even at night, to seeing cool things. And oh man, I need to share that. I think this is going to help people, so it's just absolutely cool to see, and I love it. I'm just going to go through the chat here real quick before I sign off. Yes, absolutely, Reginald. Yeah, we do have tons of design that's available on there in EasyView. The designs are absolutely fantastic. I am floored, even as a graphic designer, of our design department and the graphic designers that we have, just kicking out awesome content. They stay up to date on all the trends and everything, and just kind of really show what is capable of with screen printed transfers, and to keep you keep the trending designs and what's hip and fashionable right now at your fingertips. Gabriel, I will see you at the Long Beach show. I can't wait. End of January in Ohio is usually quite cold. And yeah, so it's going to be nice to get out to California and Southern California at that. Do you have any recommendation for the t-shirt design mock-ups for our personal website? So you could actually, it looks like Mike was able to answer that for you, Rudy. You can do t-shirt mock-ups of your artwork straight from EasyView Online Designer. I could spend literally, I did a webinar on it, and we went, I think, like an hour and 50 minutes, and I could have went another hour and 50 minutes in depth on EasyView. We're in the process of putting a whole bunch of quick tips together to show you exactly how to do stuff like that. And that mock-up tool is new and improved when we are launching that new EasyView Online Designer here in the end of January. So it's going to be absolutely super cool. And you're going to be able to even upload your own images. So if like you have the blanks with you already and they've already shipped and you're designing the artwork, you could throw the shirt down on the floor, a nice hardwood floor, maybe put a plant next to it, take a picture of it, and then upload that picture into EasyView and place your design on the actual shirt and download that image to put on your own store. We want to make it simple. I'm telling you guys, we want your t-shirt business to succeed, and we want to put the resources together that we've heard you ask about for so long, so that we can help you and we could be your one-stop shop to your success with your t-shirt business. One more little scroll through here through the chat. Thank you. Yes, absolutely. Thank you guys for attending. This wouldn't be anything without you guys in the community. And I'm very, very happy to share the information that we have here. Yeah, once we reached out to social media influencers, schools, and local businesses, we saw our company grow. Holly, that is absolutely awesome and super easy marketing. I'm so happy to hear about your success there. Joe, Happy New Year back to you. Javon, I hope I pronounced that right. Hotronics Heat Press arrived today. Super excited. So congratulations to you. So excited that you have a Hotronics Heat Press. I absolutely love them. Man, they are, they're the Cadillacs. I call them Cadillacs, but really they're more like the F-150s. They are just absolute workhorses that will stick around for a long time. Or for you Ford haters out there, I guess we could say it's a Chevy. We'll say there. The ASI show in Orlando, Nick, yeah. Visit the Stalls booth. So Stalls is going. We'll be there in conjunction with them. We don't have our own specific one, but I believe that's even next week. Or the week after that coming up. Yeah, show season is upon us. I know we have the ASI show in Orlando, the PPAI in Las Vegas, and then, of course, that big one, the Impression show in Long Beach. Les, thank you for attending. Yes, absolutely. You'll be able to replay it later. So as soon as this webinar ends, you're able to replay it in here, but there's no fast forwarding, skipping, or scrubbing back and forth. So you have to wait until we put it up on YouTube, but it'll be tomorrow. And we'll email you out that link as soon as we get it down and uploaded back to YouTube. And, of course, tons of videos back on over there as well. Let's see. Is there a way, Rebecca asks, is there a way that we can take the design so you could produce other items for the customer with the logo that we create in EasyView? Currently, there is not. And because we don't want to just make a, designer where everybody's just designing and taking the artwork. It is a designer that's made to specifically order screen printed transfers. It does have built-in configurator in there as well. And it's great for, sizing stuff up. My best, advice is usually either, pay a designer to recreate it or download an Illustrator or something yourself to recreate the artwork. And you're able to then use it for other stuff. But you'll find that transfers are incredibly easy to use and incredibly easy to order through there and versatile. Also, if you want to print on stickers or anything like that, those stickers are available to order through EasyView. So you could use that same artwork and order those stickers with it as well. And of course, if you have your own logo, you could upload it into EasyView and keep it in there. But yes, Nick, thank you for attending. Happy New Year to you. LaShonda, thank you for attending. I really appreciate you guys joining me. We'll be putting another one together here in just a couple weeks. And then, of course, the Toaster Transfers. So stay tuned. Any additional knowledge is all on YouTube. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out today. I love doing these webinars and sharing the knowledge with you guys. And this one was kind of cool with a super secret money saving insider industry tips. But until next time, guys, I'm Dave. Thank you for joining me, and happy pressing and a happy new year to you and your family. I hope you all stay safe, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks, guys.